snorting, farting, snoring, squishy faces, and curly tails. These are the characteristics of a pug. Pugs are the oldest dog breed ever recorded. First recorded in 551 BC. I have personal experience with pugs. I got my first pug, Zeus, when he was a puppy, and I rescued Boots and Jinx from bad situations. Throughout this speech, I will tell you where the pug came from, how they were involved with the royal Chinese family, how their popularity declined and then came back to become one of the most popular dog breeds in the world. Okay, first let's talk about how pugs were considered possessions of the royal family. Some were even given their own castles, their own guards, their own security. They were fed the finest foods. They were sent as gifts to important people in Korea and Japan from the Chinese royalty. The development of the trading routes between Europe and the Far East made the popularity spread because soldiers on the shipping routes would bring the pugs home and give them to family as gifts. In the 18th century, they were considered highly fashionable to higher-end people. They would carry them as we would carry a handbag these days. Napoleon's wife, Josephine, had a pug named Fortune. On their wedding night, she wouldn't even sleep in their wedding bed unless Fortune was allowed to be in the bed with them. And she would send Napoleon messages using Fortune. She would tuck a message under his collar and send him to Napoleon so Napoleon would get the messages. The pug popularity declined in the middle of the 19th century when an English writer described them as applicable with no sport, appropriated to no useful purpose. But the British royal family brought them back to popularity when Queen Victoria took a liking to them. Pugs made it to America shortly after the Civil War. In 1885, the pug was finally recognized by the AKC in the toy group. In 1981, a pug named Dandy's Favorite Woodchuck, also known as Chucky, became the only pug to ever win the Westminster Kennel Club since 1977. In 1920, there were only 5 registered pugs with the AKC. Pugs became even more popular since Frank the Alien from Men in Black. People decided, hey, this is a cute pug, let's get one. And in 1998, there were over 21,000 pugs registered with the AKC. Chucky is still the only pug that had ever won that award. In conclusion, the pug is the oldest dog breed ever recorded. In my speech, I covered where pugs came from, their life as royalty, the spread of their popularity, and how a movie made the pug even more popular. I get the pleasure of kissing this squishy face. Ugh. I get the pleasure of kissing this squishy face every day. Tell you, life without a pug would be pretty darn boring. Okay, bye.